gonna ruin this. This is a hard and awkward enough.
Just don't be awkward.
Don't worry, you got this.
I was born that way.
I know that. Proud of you.
You got this.
Look. I quit. Oh.
Take two.
Ah, look, there's Pokemon behind me. This is super awkward because there's people literally watching me and laughing at me right now as I record this. What is going on, Fan Clan? We are here live at the Milwaukee Regional Pokemon Tournament. I'm so excited for this. This is like our hometown tournament, so this is a lot of fun. I get really amped up for this every year. We're about half an hour before the doors officially open to kind of let people in for day one. The tournament starts tomorrow. This room is going to be jam-packed, but I'm going to give you kind of a sneak peek while it's not overly busy. There's literally stuff everywhere. I mean, Pokemon comes out, they do all this stuff where they set up, there's just so many different banner stands and banners and backdrops and all this stuff. This is the first time that we have actually had the event at this place. This is the Wisconsin Center. Usually we have it in Madison, Wisconsin at the Monona Terrace, but this is the first year because of everything that's been going on. They switched over to Milwaukee. So I'm really excited because this is even closer for me, but I'm gonna kind of give you guys a tour. This is the vendor wall over here. So we've got Top Cut right over there. Everybody's just kind of finishing getting set up for the day. There's 5 different vendors that we have here. So this is the Coliseum, this is us. We've got everything set up. We've got a bunch of plush, we've got a bunch of singles. Really excited for, look at this. All the time that was spent pricing all these cards. We've got graded cards back there. It's gonna be really cool. There is all the plush, look at all that stuff. Oh my goodness, it looks so good. We got all this over here. We got booster packs. It's gonna be one heckin' good time. I'm super excited for it. Oh, all this hard work coming to fruition. And then next to us, we've got MetaMats over there, and then Card Trooper Games, obviously bringing the heat with their signage. Really, really cool. They've got some huge plushes. Look at all, oh my goodness, look at that giant Furret back there, and that huge Pikachu. Everybody feverishly, look at this. They've got a huge Arcadine. Ah, I love it. Really, really cool. So this is Yeti Gaming over here. And then if we go this way, we've got tables where there's just going to be so many competitors all over the place over the next couple days. It's going to be so much fun. Tonight, pretty much just registration, and then there's side events, things that go on overnight tonight. We've got everything kind of set up over here. Over here is where they're going to do the stream, so this is going to be live streamed on the Pokemon Twitch and YouTube channel. So over here we've got set up for I think this is Pokemon Go right over here, so that's going to be really cool because that's going to be streamed. And then over here is the TCG and VGC. Right here in the middle is going to be TCG. You can see they're kind of testing everything over there. It's got Tord versus Parker, even though there's nobody actually playing. Crazy cats, what can we do? And then VGC over here. So it's all going to be different casters and Pokemon employees behind the stage back there kind of working their magic. Then we've got the VIP stage over here. We've got different food options that are available over here for people to sit and eat. Oh my goodness, this room is so big. It's absolutely crazy. And then over here you can see all these different banners that just have layouts of how the rooms are all going to be, or how the room is all going to be laid out. So we've got, this is like staff area over here where people are going to kind of set up the workers, the volunteers, things like that. And then we've got all these different areas over here. We've got TCG seniors and video game seniors, video game masters, and it just goes on and on and on. Literally forever. I am running out of breath talking and walking at the same time. Oh my goodness, look at that Zamazenta and Zacian. Oh, it's so cool looking. And then this is where you come over here and you sign up for side events. There's check-in over here. They're gonna lay that table out with just a bunch of bulk. It's gonna be super cool. Over here, this is where you come to get your swag. And this is where the prize wall is. If you play in side events, things like that, you earn points that you can then exchange and turn in for different prizing and things like that. So we've got all of these different things set up. Look at this mat. Oh my goodness. Oh, everything looks so good. So you can see there's different point values associated with everything. It's going to be Really, really good. And then different backdrops. Look how cool this Professor Program backdrop is with the Pikachu and the Mewtwo. I love it. Absolutely love it. So that's that. And then we're gonna go over here. This is the last section that I wanna show you. And I'll talk to you guys throughout the weekend just to update you on how things are going at the booth, kind of give you an idea on any buys that might come in, any good sales that might come in, things like that. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Keep you updated on the tournament. Over here, we've got different just video game stations just for people to kind of chill if they're not playing, or maybe they came as a spectator, they just want to hang out and play some Pokemon. They've got Pokemon Snap, they've got different Nintendo 64s, GameCubes, Pokemon Pinball over there. Really, really cool. This is just a free play console area where people can just kind of hang out, chill, and talk Pokemon, play Pokemon. It's crazy. Oh my goodness. So this is kind of a panoramic view of how everything looks. If you've never been to a regional tournament before, I highly recommend checking it out. This is the last one that we have in the United States this season. The season actually ends very soon. So this week and then next week, I believe, is the North American International Championship, so the NAIC. And then after that, Worlds. The World Tournament is in August. Even if you're not somebody who plays a ton, I highly recommend picking up the game a little bit. There's going to be regional events all over the United States next season. So that's going to begin at the beginning of September. We'll kind of keep you guys updated with that schedule as it comes out, let you know which ones we will be at, whether it be playing competitively or just kind of having fun and vending at our booth. But we'll keep you posted on that as that announcement comes out. Again, that's going to start in September and goes pretty much all year. August is going to be a lot of fun because we worry about rotation. We talk about where Worlds is going to be in 2023. Super cool. So I'm going to catch up with you guys in a little bit after the doors open and the crowd comes in, give you a feel for what it looks like when everybody is kind of jam-packed in here. It's going to get busier as the weekend goes. Tomorrow is going to be the big day, but today, a lot of fun, a lot of setup, a lot of work. I'll talk to you guys soon. Oh my goodness, it is officially the start of day 2. The doors are opening in just a minute. Yesterday was absolutely insane. Like, what we did at the Secaucus Regional, like the entire weekend, that's how busy it was just on Friday, and that's usually the slow day. So I had absolutely no time to like walk around with this sea of people, but I figured what I would do, doors open like right now, I'm just gonna leave this camera run so there's a little bit of a time lapse so you can see, and then I'll have more time throughout the day to kind of walk around as people are actually playing, so I can show you what things look like during an actual regional event. So I'm just gonna set the camera up at the booth and you can watch the sea of people slowly start to trickle in, and then it's gonna be a crazy, crazy day. I can't wait. It's gonna be so much fun. I love this stuff. midway through Sunday right now, so it is way emptier here than what it was yesterday. I'm so sorry. I have not had time to like record anything. I'm so far behind. I apologize profusely, but I do want to show you guys something cool that I bought, and then I'm just going to kind of walk around with you guys and show you what's going on in the venue so that way you can get a feel. But first, so this is something that I picked up yesterday, and I did put this on Instagram, but I do want to point out some of the unique features of it. So this is NAIC, the North American International Championship. There were 2 seasons of these cards that came out. So this one is stamped top 8, meaning it was one of the final 8 competitors. So I have one of those, and then I bought a second one of those as well. And then the big one is actually this one here. As you can see, it's embossed with the champion. So there's only going to be like 12 of these in existence because these came out 2 seasons, 2 years, so 2 tournaments. There were 3 champions for TCG and then 3 champions for VGC. So they each would have gotten this card. So only 12 of these that would exist. So super, super cool. It's definitely probably one of the biggest cards that I've ever purchased before. So I'm really, really excited about that. But as promised, I'll probably just keep you guys like this, and I'm gonna just walk around a little bit so you can see what's all going on in the venue right now. There's nowhere near as many people here as there was yesterday. A lot of people have already caught flights home. As you can see, all this stuff over here is pretty much empty as far as tables go. There's still stuff going on in the back area over there by the prize wall, lots of side events and things like that. So once people finish up play on Saturday and Sunday, a lot of times they'll drop out if they don't have any chance at continuing on to the second day. If they don't think that they'll earn enough points, then they'll start playing in side events like that where they can win points to either spend at the prize wall or do whatever with, win boxes, things like that. Over here at these tables is where day 2 is happening for the Masters right now. So I didn't even look at how many people made Top Cut, but you have to get 19 match points in order to qualify for day 2, which means you need at least 6 wins, and then 1 tie would get you there. You get 3 points for a win, 1 point for a tie, and nothing for a loss. So after day 1, they duke it out in day 2, and what they do is they play 6 rounds on day 2, and then they cut to a top 8, and then it's basically you win, you stay in, you lose, you go home. So they cut to a top 8, then a top 4, and then a top 2, and finally a champion. So that's what's going on right now. They're finishing up round 3 for the day, so they're about halfway done. The top seed moving into day 2 was 801, so that means they would have had 25 points moving into today. And these are as you can see, it's slowed down a little bit at the vending booths. There's our booth right there, way at the end, Top Cut. There's MetaMats over there. They came all the way over here from the UK. Shout out to them. Card Trooper Games, and then Yeti Gaming at the end there. There's Josh. Say hi, Josh.
Hey!
And then over here, this is the stream area, so you can kind of get a feel for what it's like when it's live. There's people just watching the streams right now. It'll get a lot busier over here as we get closer and closer to finals. And then the VGC crowd gets super loud. It's really, really exciting and fun to watch. So they've got Pokemon Go going on over here.
I do like that feature a lot.
And then in the middle over here, they've got TCG going on. So it looks like we've got Derek versus Keel over here on stream. Duraludon and Dialga. It looks like very, very exciting. Day 2 is full of a lot of different variety, which is super cool. There was Flying Pikachu, there was Stonejourner that made it. It's super cool. And then over here we've got VGC going on right now, which is really cool. It's a lot of fun watching VGC. I don't understand it, I'm not good at it, but it's a lot of fun. And then we've got just where people want to get snacks, food, things like that. Some side events going on up here. Oh, this is junior and senior finals that are going on right now. Very, very cool. And then just people kind of playing, hanging out, doing whatever. That's kind of a feel of what a typical Sunday looks like. Really cool. I'll come back later on today to kind of give it a wrap up. We're going to start closing things up, start packing up. In a few hours here, we kind of start packing up right around when top 8 events start going on for Masters, because most people are pretty much gone for the day at that point in time. But I'll give you a better idea of anything else. I bought a decent amount of stuff, but mostly a lot of like bulkier modern stuff. I was hoping to get a lot of like higher end ultra rare, so maybe that stuff will come in yet as the day advances, get some secret rares, rainbow rares, things like that. But I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit.
So I'm obviously not in the Wisconsin Center anymore at the Milwaukee Regional. I'm actually in the studio recording the wrap-up. I just figured it would be better to kind of give things a couple days, let it stew a little bit, reminisce, look back on things, because in the moment, there's a lot of adrenaline going on. You're looking at a lot of positive things, and you're not focusing on anything negative that might have happened, and I wanted to kind of give you guys the honest truth of everything that went down, so that way you could get a really good understanding of what it's like to vend a Pokemon Regional, because it can get expensive. It can be very, very costly in order to do it. Like for this one, for example, we didn't have the amount of cost that we would typically have because it was basically in our backyard, so we didn't have to worry about travel or hotels or anything like that. But the Secaucus Regional that we did a month ago, we did have all of that, all of those expenses, all those costs that kind of added up and made the event not as good as what it could have been. It also, there was other contributing factors as well that we'll dive into in just a minute here, and I'll try and keep this fairly concise because I know the video is probably already like 16, 17 minutes long just while you're watching this. But overall, the event was flawless. It was great. There are a couple things that I want to touch on that I think I wish would have gone better, but it's not because of Pokemon or because of the venue or anything like that. The venue was killer, and I was a little nervous going into things because it's not what I'm used to, right? You always worry a little bit about the unknown. I'm used to vending regional events that happen in Madison, Wisconsin at the Monona Terrace, which is by far the best venue that I've ever been a part of. It's overlooking the lake. It's super clean and sleek and modern. It just looks amazing. So I was a little nervous about the Wisconsin Center in Milwaukee, but it delivered extremely well. While I think the location in Madison is better, the venue inside is much, much bigger in Milwaukee, and the way the Wisconsin Center is all laid out, it's very, very clean, very modern. It was just a very, very good venue that I was super happy about, despite the fact that going into it, I was a little bit nervous. So really excited about the venue. Overall, the regional was fantastic. The amount of people that were in attendance, whether they were spectators or whether they were players, was phenomenal. It was way better than what we had in Secaucus, and that just goes to show you, as things continue to open up and get better, things are going to improve as far as attendance goes. For Secaucus, we had a very hard cap of about 1,000 people that couldn't be surpassed because of all the regulations that were going on. And when people realized that they couldn't make it, they canceled and they got refunded. They got refunded for their spots, they got refunded for their tickets, whatever the case may be. But those tickets and those seats and those spots, they couldn't be reopened up. So what was supposed to be 1,000 people ended up going down closer to like 800 because those tickets couldn't be resold. Whereas Milwaukee had a much bigger cap because spectators were allowed, the space was bigger, and Pokemon kind of laxed a little bit when it comes to their regulations. Now, we don't know what things are going to be looking like for next season. We just got announcements this morning from Pokemon saying that rotation was going to be pushed off. Part of that is probably due to the delay of Lost Origin. We saw that that's not coming out on Poke Beach until kind of like the middle of September rather than the end of August, like what we're typically used to. Usually that set is the World set. It does become legal for Worlds, and that kind of starts us into rotation. But with Lost Origin getting pushed back to the beginning/middle of September, rotation isn't going to happen until 2023 now, which is very, very interesting. So beginning of 2023, we're going to have the actual rotation. So that means you're going to have regional events that are still with the regulation D mark on the bottom left-hand corner of your card. Those are still going to be legal throughout the rest of 2022, and that's going to impact like 6, 7, 8 regionals, something around that line once we get the actual schedule, which I expect is going to be coming out at some point, maybe this weekend when the international tournament is going on. So this weekend is the North American International Championships, NAIC. Very excited about that. That starts Friday. You'll be able to watch that on the Pokemon YouTube channel. But going back to the event, Friday was packed. Friday was absolutely nuts, which is a lot different than what we're used to. And a lot of the people that came down, hats off to you guys, were spectators. People just kind of getting a feel for what was going on, maybe playing in some side events, things like that. The vending booths were all very, very busy the entire weekend. A lot of people coming in, buying cards, buying sealed, selling whatever they had. It was really, really cool, and it was really fun to kind of just hang out with everybody. Everything was laid out and organized super well. One of the things that I was a little bit disappointed with when I came back and kind of analyzed everything and went through all the financials and went through all of the cards and sorted all the singles and things like that, is that we didn't buy quite as much as what I had originally hoped. So we did really good at spending at buying like bulk cards, bulk Vs, bulk ultra rares, things like that. But really what I was kind of looking for going into things was higher end modern stuff. So like rainbow rares, secret rares, full art trainers, things like that. And while we did get a decent amount in, we didn't get quite as much as what I had originally hoped. So if there's one thing that I wish would have went a little bit better, it was probably that. But for the most part, we got some really unique stuff. You don't want to spend a ton of money on all this unique stuff that comes in, but occasionally something's going to come across your hands that you're like, hey, I can't get away from this. I can't break away from this. Like those NAIC double colorless energies that you saw at the kind of in the middle of this video. Like I wanted to make sure that I added those to my collection because I thought those were super cool. And then a lot of, like I said, bulk ultra rares that came in, and then not as many of the gold trainer cards or gold Pokemon or secret rares, things like that. We did get quite a few alternate arts that came in, but those obviously sell at a higher price point, so those were a little bit more expensive. I was kind of looking for some more modern bling, and those just didn't come across. But other than that, I also would have hoped to sell a little bit more sealed products, but again, that's not really the target audience when it comes to this. We had Lucario boxes marked down to like $20, which is basically wholesale just because we have so many that we're kind of sitting on. Those didn't move that well. Overall, the best products that moved were going to be single cards. Well, we brought a lot of staples along, a lot of modern staples that you would use for deck building. Those kind of flew off the shelves right away. The plush sold extremely well. We imported that in from Japan. Those are from the Pokemon Center in Japan. Those sold really, really well. And then loose packs, things like that, those sold extremely well as well. But other than that, a lot of sealed product, kind of sad, except for like the new set Astral Radiance booster boxes sold extremely well, but like the Lucario boxes, more Pekko V Union boxes. And that's what we've been talking about really for the past week and a half now, that oversaturation feeling. And that's because there's so many additional ancillary products that seem to be kind of hitting the market. And I think a lot of that is because Pokemon saw everything that was going on with the scalping and with the low supply that was out there, and they just started making up a lot more collection boxes so that way they could get more booster packs out there and maybe find some products that weren't necessarily going to sell as well as others, so that way there was stuff on the shelves for people who wanted to go into the store and just buy some stuff, whether it be, you know, the more Pekko V Union boxes or the Pikachu V boxes that recently came out, things like that weren't going to be as desirable amongst people who are just going to turn around and flip them right away. So I don't think that there's anything wrong with that, but I do think that as things start to calm down, and I think things are calming down a little bit, we need to get back to the point where we're really meeting demand a lot more than kind of over meeting demand, because I think that's kind of an issue driving a lot of costs down. And I'm a little bit nervous moving forward for a lot of these stores that kind of popped up over the past year and a half that maybe we're doing things the right way because there are so many products out there. But that's another story, another YouTube video for a different day. We're talking mainly about the event, which was super good. It was very, very surprising in day 2 to see the amount of variety of decks. There was a lot of people who were concerned that Palkia was going to kind of run rampant all over the tournament because of what it did in Australia last weekend, where the top 8 was just made up of Palkia decks. But there was a lot of different variants that kind of showed up. And while Palkia was by far the most played deck in the tournament, the field really condensed down to a lot of surprising decks that made it into day 2, and then even more surprising decks that made it into the top 8. I think there was 2 Duraludon decks that made it into the top 8. There was obviously the Blissey V deck, if you saw that on stream, which was super cool because they had like 10 energy cards attached to it on stream. That made it into the top 8, and it ended up making it all the way to the finals, where it lost to Duraludon VMAX, and that makes things a lot more unique and surprising because it changes the meta up, especially moving into the national tournament next weekend, because all of a sudden you don't have Arceus winning, you don't have Palkia winning. The regional prior to the international tournament is actually Duraludon, and then with second place being Blissey, which kind of really shakes up the format and has people kind of scratching their heads about what to play for NAIC. And all of a sudden you go into Worlds and you're like, okay, well, this won the last regional, this won the international tournament, what do I play? Kind of combating all this stuff moving into Worlds, and that's what makes the card game so fun. So if you don't play the card game currently, I highly recommend finding a local league, maybe downloading the PTCGO app or the PTCG Live app, and just starting to familiarize yourself with it, because there's going to be a lot of opportunity next season, which is beginning already in September, to really travel around, go to regional events. There's going to be regional events that are somewhat close to you that you'll be at least able to drive to, because they happen all over the United States. There's typically going to be 14, 15 of them that are spread all over the United States. They're split up between the East Coast, West Coast, and Midwest, so it's going to be all up and down, side to side. There's going to be something that's at least somewhat near you that you can go and kind of just have fun and enjoy this hobby and enjoy this passion. My main goal, I really want to continue to grow these events because they are so fun, and I hope to be able to see so many of you guys at events next season. It's just a really great escape for a lot of people to kind of get together and share this passion and share this love. So even if you're not somebody who typically plays the card game, I highly recommend trying to understand it a little bit better, because I guarantee you that you're going to love it. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down below in the comment section. I will do my best to try and get you guys a response. The cost that we incurred in this event was much less than what I said we had to deal with in Secaucus. So we just had like your rental booth cost for the event, and then along with a lot of the other ancillary costs that we might have had, the tablecloths and things like that, were already paid for. So it wasn't like we had to buy all that stuff new. So it was just a lot of labor that went into pricing cards prior to the event, transporting everything down there, putting everything up, a lot of hours that was spent. We got there at like 8 o'clock on Friday morning and spent 7 hours setting everything up just to tear it all down, obviously on Sunday, but it was definitely worth it because of the amount of sales that we had. I usually would like to spend a little bit more money, because while your main goal should always be to sell stuff at these events, one of your bigger goals is going to be to buy as much as you can, so that way you can take that inventory home and then relist it, so that way you can continuously have this stuff that you're flipping, because you do need inventory to move forward. The Pokemon card game, while it's great for sealed product, there's a lot more that's associated with it, that's attached to it, like playing the game, right? The competitive game is obviously going to have like ancillary costs associated with it, where those cards do have value, and that's something that I think we all need to understand, that competitive players are going to be using these cards to compete in tournaments, and that's something that's really important as well. So like I said, if there's any questions that you have, please feel free to leave a comment down below. I'm sure there's stuff that I missed going through everything. It was so great to see everybody again. There were so many friends that I haven't seen in so long, just because of everything that's happened. So just kind of talking to everybody again, it was really like old times, and it just made things feel really good. It made things feel right again. Like it was such a good feeling to see all those people again and kind of interact and catch up with them. So I hope to see you guys at the next event or the next regional that we would attend, and I will let you guys all know which ones we plan on attending once that schedule comes out. But again, thank you so much for everything. Thank you for coming up and saying hi, the pictures that I took, just meeting so many wonderful people. It's amazing to see this community continuously grow, and this channel, this family that we've created continuously grow, and I owe all of that to you guys. Like, I'll never forget what you guys have provided me with, and I hope that I return the favor in at least some form of knowledge or value, and if not, please let me know where I can improve upon. I really appreciate you guys so much. If you like these style of videos, please let me know. I can do more vlog videos, whether it be, pricing cards or sorting through bulk or whatever the case may be, just to kind of give you more of a understanding behind the scenes of what it all goes into running a business and things like that. I can definitely do that. Leave a comment, leave a like, because it does go a long way for the algorithm. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for everything. It means the world to me. Like, seriously, this weekend was amazing, and it wouldn't happen without you guys. So thank you so much. Until next time, guys, I'll talk to you soon. Peace.